How we doing, ladies and gentlemen? I'm here with former NBA player Sam Young. Attended the University of Pitt. Has a pile of accolades. How you doing, Sam?
How you doing? I'm good, man.
All right.
Thanks for having me.
No problem. No problem at all. What was your first experience with the basketball that drove you to such a long tenure as a pro?
I think that it wasn't basketball per se, but like when I kind of got into the basketball world, you know what I'm saying? In my area, in my neighborhood, basketball, we had a basketball community. So just hearing all the stories about how basketball changed people's lives and created different opportunities for other people, I think that was one of the main things that kind of got me into it. And then once I really got into it, because I started late. Most people started like 6, 7, 8 years old. I started like at 14, 15 years old. So once I kind of got into it, I just fell in love with it, and I took it head on.
Right. So the love and the passion drove you to the University of Pitt. So how was your time at Pitt, and what was your biggest challenge while at Pitt?
Uh, Man, there was so many. I feel like, you know what, before I went to Pittsburgh, I went to Hargrave Military Academy, right?
Mm-hmm.
And Hargrave Military Academy, it was all boys for 9 months. All boys, no cell phones, no TV, no girls, no. It was wake up 6 o'clock in the morning. You got to shine your belt buckle, shine your shoes, make up your bed. Like it was crazy military like
Just pure discipline.
structure, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I think after that discipline, when I got to Pittsburgh, even though I came across more obstacles and stuff like that, I always felt like, man, if I can get through Hargrave, I can get through anything.
Right.
But I think if I had to say, like the most challenging things that I had to deal with at Pittsburgh would probably be just kind of being a student athlete and just dealing with the ongoing, everyday, continuous, yeah, aches and pains, still having to go to school and perform in the classroom, as well as perform and have certain expectations for yourself outside of the classroom and on the court and stuff like that. The overall experience I think was just difficult, just because the process never stops. It's just an ongoing process for the whole 4 years.
Right. Right. Okay. So with all that experience, just going through Pitt or whatever. So we're at the draft now. You're prepared. You've went through your trials. You've become a star, a household name. How was your draft experience, and what was the most memorable moment from that experience? Talking about that piece.
Uh, it seemed like everything just kind of came so fast. It was just like, man, nobody knew who I was, and then you played a couple of big games, and you end up winning those games, and you ball out, and then next thing you know, everybody on campus knows who you are. Then you realize that everybody outside the campus kind of knows who you are, and that draft experience was crazy because my junior year, I felt like I could have left and went professional, but I wanted to. I obviously wanted to get drafted higher, so I ended up staying. So I kind of had the draft experience twice, where I kind of tested the waters my junior year to kind of see where I was going to land and seeing if that was something I wanted to do right now. Mm-hmm. And then I ended up taking my name out the draft and then going back to Pitt and then doing the whole process all over again. Mm-hmm. But man, I love that experience, man. Just like doing my pre-draft workouts and stuff like that. It was me. I don't know if you know Lester Hudson. Mm-hmm. You probably know Wesley Matthews, Steph Curry, and a few other guys. We all had the same agent. So we all worked out together, and we was based out of D.C. So we all worked out together in D.C. And just that whole experience of working out with just different guys that was the man in their college and kind of seeing what they brought to the table. It was love, man. And then once I finally seen those zeros on that contract, or what I was gonna make my first year, I was in heaven, bro.
Right, and that
I was
kind
in
of
heaven.
yeah, and that kind of answered my next question, which was, what was your biggest transition from college to the league, and when did you know you arrived? So from what you told me, seeing those zeros kind of, let the people, you kind of felt like you was arrived. You had, all right, I'm actually in the league now,
Kind of solidified everything.
Yeah.
Because it was like, man, you going from being a broke college student, you ain't got no money. You trying to figure out how you gonna save up your little pennies to get something to eat, or how you gonna get this TV or some new clothes or whatever the case may be. So now you making $30,000 every 2 weeks.
Right.
I was making $30,000 every 2 weeks, and I was probably like one of the lowest paid players on the team. Like it was guys on my team making $100,000 every 2 weeks, $200,000, all the way up to $500,000 every 2 weeks.
Mm-hmm.
So I was making a lot of money, but the fact that I was in a community where it was just so much money and so much stuff going on, so many people being able to do everything it is that they want, and all of us being young professional athletes. I mean, that experience was just crazy. I remember one time when I was on I got on the bus. It was our first away game. I got on the plane. It was our first away game, and I can't remember where we was going, but I got on the plane, and I was one of the last people on the plane because I didn't know how to get to the airport. So when I finally got to the airport, I get on the plane. Of course, we're flying private. And man, they gambling on the plane. Like this guy over here got $20,000 in cash. This guy got $30,000 in cash. This guy got $15,000 in cash. And I just get on the plane. They got like tables set up on the plane where everybody just gambling. And I'm looking. I'm like, oh, this is crazy. Like,
oh yeah, what I done walked into.
This is a different experience. I never experienced nothing like this before. I never even seen this much money ever in my life. Like, let alone like everybody got their own like stack of money. It was crazy.
Okay, so we fast forward. You played in your first game. You're there. You kind of solidifying, gaining your role on the team. So playing in the league, you played against many greats and competed with world-class athletes such as LeBron James, Kobe Bryant. The list goes on. The Ray Allens. Unfortunately, we lost Kobe here in recent times. How was that encounter with Kobe, and kind of how does it impact you?
Man, that was a crazy and dramatic turn of events that happened. Like I couldn't even put it to words. Like even like after like days of that happened, I would wake up in the morning. I'd be like, I can't believe it. And even now, like I still can't believe it. Like it just kind of throws me off that like, because like when I was growing up, and I was thinking about this earlier. When I was growing up, I heard, you hear about Michael Jordan. Like, I knew who Mike is.
Yeah,
I wore Jordans.
Mm-hmm.
But Mike came into the league around the same time I was born. So when Mike was hooping, I was in Pampers.
Right.
So even though I know Mike, you know what I'm saying, I seen the highlights, but I ain't watched Mike play. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I ain't really like I said, I ain't really get into basketball until I was like 14, 15 years old.
Mm-hmm.
So at that time, when I started to fall in love with the game, it was the Kobe show. Like, it was Kobe.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So, like, I was, like, when I first started, like, really paying basketball attention, I'm looking at all the Kobe highlights. I'm looking at all the Kobe commercials because, he had those little dunk commercials where he was dunking and doing all these 360 dunks in between the legs and stuff like that. I'm watching, and we just got these. I put this on my Instagram. My mother bought us some computers, some PCs for one Christmas, and the only thing I will watch is basketball highlights on that computer. Like I never used that computer for anything else but basketball highlights, and I just had all basketball highlights, and the majority of it was Kobe. And then once I realized like there's no way I'm gonna be able to play like Kobe, I had to like kind of adjust my game at 14, 15, 16 years old to kind of like, you know what I'm saying? Because you get on that court trying to act like you Kobe without no practice and
the proper
ain't got no
preparation.
skills. Without no preparation, you're going to look like a fool.
Mm-hmm.
So Kobe was that guy for me. like growing up. You know what I mean?
Right.
And then when I first got to the league, it was like, and we was playing the Lakers, and I'm sizing Kobe up now. I'm like, I got to play against Kobe. I'm sizing him up now. All this time I was admiring him, and now I got to play against him. Like, I got to
idols become rivals.
How to beat this dude. Yeah, exactly. So I got to figure out how to beat this dude. So I'm sizing him up, and I'm like, man, he look a little small. Like, I'm kind of bigger than Kobe. But none of that seemed to matter when the game started, though.
when the ball went in the air, it was over with.
Yeah. Like when I sized him up, I'm like, all right, he got little bitty legs, and he's not as big as I thought he would be. You know, I'm sizing him up. I'm like, I'm a little bigger than Kobe. Yeah. And then once the game started, none of that mattered. He killed us, man.
he was the biggest on the court.
Yeah, he was definitely the biggest on the court. And then, like, man, and then fast forward to now, my current girlfriend, right? This what makes it all so crazy. My current girlfriend, me and her was talking about, like, we still in the phase of learning stuff about each other or whatever, right?
Right.
And she was telling me, like, yeah, my mom's birthday on the 26th. And I'm like, yo, you lying. My mother's birthday is on the 26th, too. So, like, about 3-4 months leading up to January 26th, we talking about, like, what we're going to do and planning stuff for our mother's birthday, because our mother's birthday is on the same day. And then come January 26th, we got the news that Kobe passed away, which was crazy because we were so excited. Like, okay, our mother's birthday tomorrow. Like, you know, I end up throwing a surprise birthday party for my mother's birthday and stuff like that, even though I was over here in Dubai. But like, even though I threw the party for my mother's birthday, I didn't even check until like 3 or 4 days later to see how the party went, because I was just so messed up about what happened with Kobe.
Yeah, and I think it affected us all like that. Like, you know, me being a Kobe fan, you know, just a diehard Laker fan, Kobe fan, it's just very hard to fathom. Very hard to fathom.
Yeah.
Okay, so you mentioned you were in Dubai right now. So how, you know, can you kind of speak on your journey to overseas, and, you know, how that transpired and got going for you?
Man, as you know, man, you know they say the more money, the more problems, man. When I got to the league, it was just a lot. It was just a crazy experience in a lot of different ways. But just being like the only person in your family that have access to that kind of money, you know, everybody gonna start having a handout and a lot of different other things. But I decided that. And the crazy thing is now I kind of regret it, because just, you know what I'm saying, hindsight is always 20/20. Yeah, I kind of regret it, but like I just like, man, I need to get away from everybody. And I had a couple of non-guaranteed contracts on the table. I end up saying, forget that, I'm going overseas, and I just started my journey. Overseas. Even still having a chance, even still having an opportunity to play in the league, I just decided to leave. And you don't hear too many stories about guys just walking away, but it was just so much stuff. Like, it was just so, like, even though you got that type of money, it could be a lot of pressure in a lot of ways. And I just didn't want to deal with that, because I started getting bad relationships with different family members and stuff like that. And it was kind of like just frustrating, just dealing with me trying to be responsible and trying not to be selfish at the same time.
Right.
So a part of the reason, that was a part of the reason for me just saying whatever, and I just kind of left and went overseas, and then I ended up just going all over the place. And I played in 11 different countries now. So I went to Australia, and then I went to Puerto Rico. Then I don't know exactly in what order, but Dominican Republic, Mexico, Turkey, China, Italy, Lebanon, Dubai. Where else?
Yeah, you just all over the Middle East.
I was just all over the place. Yeah. I was all over the place, bro. So, and I just got to experience a lot of different cultures, man. I mean, I can appreciate the route that I took because, man, a lot of people don't get to see as much of the world as I've seen. So I can appreciate that, and I don't have no regrets.
Okay.
I don't have no regrets, but I do. If I can go back, I would.
Right, just kind of, with everything you've learned, just kind of go back and take some more lucrative steps towards, handling what was going on.
Exactly.
Definitely. All right, I'm gonna just get you for this last question for today's interview. What's your best basketball moment, and what would you tell the next aspiring star about approaching the game?
My best basketball moment. What is my best basketball moment? That's a tough one, man. I've been playing basketball for over 20 years now, so I'm not sure if I know my best basketball moment. There's so many. I enjoyed my time. Let me see if I can come up with one for you. I just remember, like, my junior year when I started to play really good at Pitt, man, and I felt like it was really about to happen for me. Like, you know how, like, somebody take the blinders off, or somebody just kind of unveil your future for you. I feel like I figured it out. Like, that moment you feel like you figured it out, and you kind of know that it's going to happen for you. Yeah. You kind of know that everything is going to be all right. I think that moment when I was at Pittsburgh my junior year, and I started to play well, and I started the opportunity started to come in, where agents started calling, and the coaches started, counting on me more and looking at me different, and everybody in the school started, the popularity started to
you
feel like you stuff like that.
Felt like you had cracked the Da Vinci Code.
Yeah, exactly. I think that was probably one of my best basketball moments, just because, like, it was like, man, it paid off. Some people will work, and it never pays off. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? So when you got that relief, when you're able to get that relief, that, man, okay, well, I am doing something right. That kind of puts you at ease.
Well, I want to thank you for your time today. We'll be back, with another episode. Hopefully we can get you live video next time, just for the podcast. And I'll be in touch with you. Thank you.
No problem, man. Thanks for having me.
Oh, no,
appreciate it, and I can't wait till the next time.
All right, no problem.